Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I'm doing another one of my videos as part of my Watch Story series. And you know, you guys have been following me for so long now. We are 8 subscribers, or I am 8 subscribers away from 12,000. Seems like just a few months ago I was at 11,000 subscribers. So it's great to see the channel growing. It's great to be able to come up with new creative ways to share my passions with you guys. That's why I call it Fat Cat Collections, everything that I'm into. And so I've been doing these watch stories last couple weeks, kind of going back to some of the watches that maybe don't get much wrist time anymore that are part of my collection. I just don't really wear because they're just watches that were given to me as a gift, or watches that are just special pieces in my collection. And of all the watches I have, what's really cool about it is that each watch tells a story. And, not every watch is meaningful. Some were just watches I picked up when I was younger. Others are meaningful. And I could tell you kind of what I remember about each watch when I got it and what the circumstances were. So what I want to share with you guys today is a very meaningful watch for me. And for you guys who like Seiko, you might be interested in sticking around for this video. And let me show you what I got here. So this was my dad's Seiko. My dad bought this watch, I believe, sometime in the early 80s. And as a kid, I remember this watch being in his dresser drawer. And at one point, he wore this all the time. And then at one point, then he stopped wearing it. And it was because it had a defective lug and pin system. And so this watch sat in his dresser drawer broken for years. I remember always going and looking at it and thinking, it's cool, and as a kid, I had a few watches. I had an old Star Wars watch. I remember going shopping for a watch for, I think it was Christmas for my birthday, and I was a little kid, so a lot of watches didn't fit me, and there was this awesome Star Wars watch that the alarm played the theme to Star Wars. And so I didn't get that one because it wouldn't fit my wrist, so we got a smaller Star Wars watch. It was just a digital. It's around here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I have to find it because it is part of the collection. And like I said, I had a watch, and I was, I guess, always kind of interested in watches, even as a little kid. And so, again, I always remember pulling this out and trying it on. And as I got older, the watch, again, just, sat in my dad's dresser. And as I got older, I started to get more involved in collecting watches and buying my very first watch. I believe it was a Waltham from Walmart, which I still have it. I was like, gosh, I wonder if my dad still has that Seiko. And sure enough, he did. And I took it to a jeweler. And what the jeweler did, or the watch repair shop, he went ahead and he basically put in a tension pin and drilled out the side of the band. So before these were actually closed end links. And so whatever pin system they had in there was defective. It failed. I'm not sure if the pin got lost. Whatever the reason was, this was the only way, maybe based on the age of the watch and parts availability, the availability of parts, was the only way he could find to fix it. So he drilled the band all the way through and put in a tension pin. Where now the watch is wearable. And although it's not 100% factory or 100% original, it still allows the watch to be worn, whereas before it was just going to sit in the drawer completely broken. So a little bit about this watch. There's not much about it on the internet because it is so old. It is from the early 80s as far as I can remember. And this is model number 7546-6039 Divers watch. And you have looks like a Spanish and English day wheel and day of the month. And this is, they call this one the Sports 100. You have a rotating bezel. This one here, you can see some of the markers on the bezel actually worn off. You do have some lume on the bezel, and this watch does have quite a bit of scratches in it, but nothing where, it looks bad if you were to wear it. There is a scratch on the crystal. I'm not really sure when or how that happened, but just a really cool vintage piece, from my collection. And it's meaningful because this is, I think my dad's not really a guy who buys himself a lot of things. He's very, very frugal. Everything he does has been for his family. He'd give me the shirt off his back. I mean, he's the most amazing father ever. I'm not sure when, the exact year. I know it was in the early 80s when he picked this up, but it's just pretty cool that we didn't, it didn't get thrown away, and that it is still functional, and I can still wear it when I feel like it. Although I don't wear it all that often, it's just, it's a story, it's a watch, it is part of my collection, and a very meaningful one. I think I really only have 2 watches that are the most important watches I have, and this is one of them. The other one is my Timex that was my grandfather's. Again, watches that I don't wear, but ones that do mean a lot to me. So this is what it looks like up close, and I saw this one again on a listing. A guy was selling this for $150. Now naturally I would never sell this for any price because it is very special to me. It is one of the, I think, coolest watches in my collection and my most original watch. I mean, early 80s. This is a very, very old watch. I mean, you're looking at almost 40 years old. So that's pretty amazing. And, you know, although it doesn't work right now because the battery's dead, and I haven't replaced the battery because there's really no point. It just sits in my safe. It really is a special watch here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist so you can see what it looks like on a guy my size, my height, my weight. This one I believe is a 39 millimeter case diameter. So definitely a small watch, definitely not something that I traditionally would wear. But even at 39, it's still a cool vintage piece, you know, and that's what I love about watches is that they all tell a story and they're all special. Each one is, you know, like I said, I have a story for each watch that I have. And this one, like I said, is one of the most special ones that I have in my collection. Pretty awesome. And I love the band, very futuristic, definitely a futuristic watch in its day. The movement on this, I'm not really sure what, you know, who actually makes the movement. If it's a Seiko movement, I assume it probably is. You know, I don't know much about Seiko timepieces, so if you guys have any information about this watch or have owned this watch, your comments are more than welcome. I'm sure even some of the watch troll haters out there will appreciate a nice Seiko vintage piece. So let me know what you guys think too. Just as long as you guys are respectful, the comments will be posted. And that's it, guys. That's my story of my Seiko dive watch from my dad. You know, naturally, just a very special piece, you know, and it's funny, you know, I eventually want to buy, I've given my dad a few watches, and I want to get him an INVICTA one of these days, just because I haven't got him one. I got him like a Neymar watch. I got him some other brand watch, but you know, my dad wears a watch basically once in a while when we go out for dinner. He's more of a Casio guy, so maybe I'll pick him up a Casio one of these days. I don't know, we'll see. But love my dad. He's the most amazing man on earth in my eyes. And thanks for watching the video, guys. I know it came across kind of you know, a little scattered here. I haven't made a video in a couple days, but that's it. I just wanted to share this watch with you guys. Again, I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos like this, showing you guys different watches in my collection. And I have reviewed all these watches before, but I just want to give you guys what I call like story time and tell you guys kind of, again, where I got it, how I got it, and how, you know, how long I've had it, stuff like that. So, all right, guys, thanks very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed, and click the bell, be notified anytime I upload a new video. I always have links in the description where you can go to all my different affiliate links. If you're in the market for a Seiko watch, go ahead and click the link. I'll put an eBay affiliate link in that description there. And as always, guys, thanks again and have a wonderful day. Take care.